This is just a short video to just contribute towards my production treatment for the Bourne Legacy trailer. So, concept behind the trailer is kind of quite difficult because, for one, I've not watched every Bourne film. I'm not really a Bourne fan, and that's one of the main reasons why I chose to do it, because I can come in without a pre-existing knowledge of the product. And aside from that, when you have so many old fans that know so much about a product, and then you want to take it in a different direction, it's really difficult because fans know what they love about the genre, and trying to change that is, like I said, it's tough. So I want to kind of change it a little bit if I can, to maybe a conspiracy behind Aaron Cross, so that maybe he's gone rogue or something along those lines. But the ultimate goal of the trailer is to, you got to drip feed small snippets of information, and because it's an action trailer, towards the end just hit them with action after action and try to get some underlying stories going out for different story threads. Now, the narrative is rather quite simple. You want to draw the audience in without revealing too much, and portray as much of the character of Aaron Cross as you can, because obviously the audience isn't going to be happy that Jason Bourne isn't in this film, but you don't need to tell them that right now. Let them find that out when they've paid and they're in the cinema. So for the moment, you can bring Bourne actually into the trailer, so you get that old audience, and the new one will be interested in Aaron's Cross character. So the whole premises of the story is that in the government, something's not going right. They're not happy about this whole program behind why Bourne is the way he is and why Cross is the way it is. So they have to take it down, and they're trying to take out the agents one by one by one. Only they don't obviously manage to get Cross in that. Now, Cross's problem is that he's reliant on drugs, chems that he wears around his neck. Now, obviously, that's going to be a problem if the government isn't making them anymore. So he meets a doctor that used to do his tests a while back, and together they try to viral out them chems, and it just follows his journey to see successful of getting one over on the government. So, character profiles, the male protagonist is Aaron Cross. He's quite a versatile character who was off the grid for quite a long time, so he's got an invincibility about him. Like, if he needs to get somewhere, he'll get there. And aside from that, I think he's quite a well-educated man. And although he's extremely tough, you see from his relationship with the doctor, that Dr. Shearing, that is, that he's quite considerate. And as far as the female protagonist, it's Dr. Shearing, who plays a pivotal role behind the scenes for the US government when it comes to examining the agents. Now, she plays such a big role because it's her who has the ability to viral out Aaron's chems. So it'll be interesting to see how their relationship develops throughout the film and obviously the trailer. The antagonist of the film is the government. Obviously, there's too many characters there to go into fine detail right now, but you get the idea. Now, onto the pace. The pace is completely dictated by the music and the soundtrack. Now, I got quite lucky in the fact that I've got a really good soundtrack that gives me different starting points to build different stories, and a lot of peaks to really have them like action, dramatic, cliffhanging shots. So with most trailers, you start off quite slow, drip feed the information. In the middle section, you give them a bit more action before briefly slowing down, and in the end, whatever trailer you've got, you end with what your product is. So in my case, it's action. So like I said, with my particular music, there's peaks literally every 5 seconds where I can throw in another shot, another shot, another shot. First 30 seconds are pretty slow with a little action with the music, and then around the 1 minute 30 mark, it really slows down for about 30 seconds, which some people might complain about, but I think it's perfect. It allows me to throw in like a this summer title, to then start my story for the last minute to the end of the trailer. And for the last minute of the trailer, I think I could go with, there's a chase scene on the two roofs, and it's just drama after action after action after drama. And the music at that point is peaking every other second. And then I'm just going to end it on a bit of dialogue, as the music has already ended, and maybe bring in a little audio of myself. So yeah, my pace will be completely dictated by the music. Target audience is quite a funny one, because you have fans that are from Robert Lyndon, who writes the novels, and then you've already got fans of the Bourne series. But this isn't just a normal Bourne film. We don't have Matt Damon to come in and be like, oh look, I'm Jason Bourne. We have a new guy who's playing Aaron Cross, which is Jeremy Renner. So maybe not a massive name, but he will have a fan base with him that comes along. If you had to ask me right now, I'd say the Bourne demographic is, at a stretch, 13 to 50 males. Now, what I want to do is kind of, that is quite a broad age range, but I want to bring in females as well, which is quite risky because this isn't a chick flick. But just even from the trailer, you get quite a unique relationship between Dr. Sheeran and Aaron Cross, and I'm really going to try to bring that across. So, you know, if it's Friday night, you sat with your girlfriend and she's like, oh, I want to watch Love Actually, you can be like, no, let's watch the Bourne Legacy. And instead of her being like, what, are you crazy? You'd be like, no, watch the trailer. There's actually there's a bit of love or a bit of emotion to this. And yeah, I just kind of want to change it up a little bit. Moving on to colour and tone. It's really difficult because, one, I don't have the software or the facilities to get in and spend, I don't know, 2-3 weeks just to sit down and colour tone on DaVinci Resolve. That's not available to me. And not that I'm complaining, but, well, I'm complaining a little bit. There's so many different locations in this trailer. I mean, we're in the middle of a snowy mountain, and then we're in Eastern European, we're indoors, we're outdoors, USA, London, you name it. So each one of them has got their own very unique colour palette. So trying to bring them all together in one tone is really, really, really hard. Like, I've experimented with trying to put just like a cool tones over everything, and it just doesn't work. It looks tacky. So I will fine tune things like certain scenes where there's like creepy dialogue that's meant to be scary. I'll bring down the shadows, and I'll colour correct where I can. But I think overall it'll be I'd say like a cold steel is the main theme throughout, and then at the action at the end there'll be a lot of bright reds and yellows, and just really bringing out them action scenes. I touched on it in colour tones. We've got locations. Now, I'll be using a variety of locations because it's a trailer, and variety is the spice of life. If I just give you one clip throughout the 2.5 minutes, then, you know, by the time the universal pre-roll goes off, you got to switch off. So I'm going to use mountain scenes. I'll take some Eastern European scenes. There's a London scene in the subway. There's some factory scenes that I'm going to throw in there, and just a real variety is what you can expect. And when you see the online edit, then I think you'll really grasp what I'm trying to go for. Distribution will obviously be via cinema before your films, which is obviously a big avenue for film goers. Then social media and streaming services and online media is the biggest thing that has happened to the industry in the last 20-30 years. So we'll be hitting YouTube, we'll be hitting Vimeo, we'll be hitting Empire's own websites, and obviously my own production company, Aurora Arts, will see it on there. So yeah, I've been Anthony Transom, and this is, I don't know what you could call it. It's kind of I won't say it's a vlog. It's maybe, I don't know, a vidcast, just so you can follow along with my written treatments and it's not so boring for you. So I hope you enjoyed it, and signing off, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.